This will be the time where you'll get to think about what matters to you. Or rather, what has mattered to you all this time, and possibly have you lived life the wrong way? And you could very much argue there is no such thing as a right way, because every wrong way eventually leads you to the right way. If the path was truly meant for you, if something was truly meant for you, that it shall find itself in your direction. These are ideologies that are taught in humanity. However, right now, more than ever, there is a clear division between the right way and the wrong way. And of course, what determines something to be right versus wrong? It is decided by you and your value system. And that's why that I'm challenging you to come back to your truth and ask yourself what truly matters to you. Not the things that you believe you should hold on to because of the fears, because of the conditioning, because of what they tell you in society or the system, but what truly matters to you and your heart. This is the moment where you will have to seriously introspect on that question. Not because not having this information will cause any additional destruction, but because having this information clear in your understanding and in your value system will help you overcome the obstacles that are on the way. The fears that you're feeling right now regarding what's about to take place in humanity, all the collisions and destructions you're about to witness in this world full of man-made empires, the very clear distinction between the man versus God. And by man, I'm not talking about humanity, the creation of the creator. I'm talking about the man-made empires, the construct of systems that were birthed using the name of divinity and God to serve the ego. That's what I'm referring to when I talk about the mankind. However, the humanity exists within you beyond such concept, such construct, which was instilled in you to cast fears. You see, when you cast out these psyches that were introduced to you and connect back to your truest truth, which can only be tapped by your heart, you will experience truest freedom, true liberation, true satisfaction and fulfillment. And this is why I'm inviting you to check with yourself right now. Where does your truth lie? What is the truest truth that your heart knows, that you are born with innately? The things that you did not have to learn to see and understand and feel. All the elements that make you who you are. All the ways that you experience life in a different way. Perhaps all the ways that you felt that these things made you feel crazy, because this is not how the society wants you to be. This is the time where you will experience resistance from yourself, because you will be challenged. And that's why that I'm coming here to give you the information, to intentionally challenge yourself to understand what your value system is. When you yourself have that conscious connection to your own value system, the rest, perhaps they're meant to be destroyed and destructed. If something was truly solid within you in the first place, you challenging yourself will not deteriorate those foundations. Anything falling apart is a result of them never being solid in the first place. Doesn't matter what it was, a belief system, a religion, any value, any belief system that you might have held until this moment. But the moment you start questioning yourself and challenging yourself, observe what falls apart. Because those things were never strong in the first place, and perhaps they never belonged in your heart or system. The division you're about to see is evident, but this is not the division that leads you to the separation amongst people. In fact, you're all supposed to work in unity with each other, and the way to serve in unity is by first you authentically understanding your value system, what matters to you. Does love matter to you? Does community matter to you? Does faith matter to you? Does God matter to you? And by God, I'm talking about the real God, the real one and only, the true one and only that encompasses all of this, that surpasses all of these limitations that you live with. The creator that exists well beyond your comprehension and your logical conceptualization. The real God, the one source is what I'm referring to. Are you able to let God into your life, into your heart? And if this question right now is challenging you right now, if it's creating confusion, is it creating confusion because you don't understand what I'm referring to? Or is it creating confusion because it's making you question all the ways you've lived your entire life? Now that's for you to figure out. One thing for certain is, the world around you will continue to fall apart. Do not be afraid, especially when you're clear and intentional about your connection to the divinity, which you are a divine extension of. because you are an extension of the creation. But in understanding your position as an extension of the creation, are you able to recognize the position of the creator in your life? This question is what I challenge you to sit with. In conjunction with the questions you should be asking yourself about where your value systems lie. Do not be afraid, especially when you have been courageously opening your heart, allowing yourself to disintegrate all these false notions you have taken on your entire life. As long as you have the courage to start seeing the truth, and the only truth there is, fear nothing. I want you to be brave, courageous, and stand for what you believe in, regardless of what falls apart in response to that. I encourage you to have courage in your heart. I encourage you to be courageous enough to admit to the truth. And I encourage you to abandon the ego that brings you forward to the path of self-destruction. Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself and believe in the true heart that you have, then it shall naturally lead you to the path of the truth, where the one and only lies. The only place where you can find the truest power is in your heart. No matter what happens around you, as long as you remain true to yourself in your heart, you have nothing to be afraid of, regardless of what happens in this world. Hold on to your faith strongly right now, and let anything else outside of that fall apart freely. This is how you will receive the path of freedom. If that is what you value, if you're able to surrender to this truth, then once again, you have nothing to be afraid of.